Happy Monday, happy Monday, happy Monday, everybody. This is the Charity Movement Podcast, and we're so excited for another episode where we get to talk about motherhood, parenthood, all of the things. And I have an amazing guest today who is actually a CAS technician alumni. Okay, you hear the claps all around. My husband is actually on the other side of the office being a hater because he went to Renaissance, but we're not going to talk about that today. So, she is a twin. She is a mother. She is a wife. She has, a set of beautiful twin girls and a little baby boy who is amazing. She has a beautiful family. She graduated from Western Michigan University. She is just an amazing all-around woman who has grown so much from even when I seen her in high school to the woman that she is today. She is an entrepreneur. She is a mover and shaker. She is a model. Oh my goodness, a supermodel in my opinion. But she's just an amazing woman. And looking at her and seeing her, I know that you guys are going to be encouraged today. So I want to introduce to the Charity Movement Podcast, Karlis Pulley. Welcome.
Hi. I'm excited to be here.
I'm happy that you're excited. I'm excited.
Yes, and I'm a little nervous too. I've never done this before.
Oh, no. Don't be nervous. This is just going to be a regular conversation.
Yeah.
And so I think it'll be great. So give us 3 adjectives to kind of describe who you are.
Shoot. I feel like I have more than 3, but I'm going to keep it simple.
You can give more than 3.
I think I am very ambitious,
Okay.
outgoing, fun, loving, kind. Those are just a couple words that I would describe me, my personality. Like I have a big personality. I just love being around people. Like I'm that type of person. Like I am the extrovert. Like I don't get tired of being around people. That's where I draw my energy from.
That's awesome.
Yes.
Okay, so let's talk choices. So you attended Cass Technical High School as well as Western Michigan. Why did you choose those institutions to attend?
Well, when I was in middle school, I had a science teacher that I really admired. Her name was Mrs. Frank, and she graduated from Cass. And at the time, I believe her husband was the basketball coach at Cass.
Okay.
And I've always been like an honor roll student. So like it was a very big thing at my middle school to be like, you need to go to Cass. Like you have the grades, you're super smart. And so I took the test. And when I took the test, I got placed on the waiting list.
Oh my goodness.
So
Okay.
my freshman year, I actually went to a neighborhood school, which was terrible. and then my sophomore year was some openings that had opened up, and me and my sister transferred to Cass, and it was the best decision ever because Cass is the best.
Of course,
the cream of the crop.
The cream of the crop.
Yes. But as far as Western, when I visited for like, the campus tours and stuff, it just felt very much like homey. Like it wasn't too big. It wasn't too small. It felt like I could just like, navigate very easily and just fit right into like the culture there. It just felt right. And it wasn't too far from Detroit, but it was far enough that my parents just couldn't pop up on me. Oh, and I have to say that it wasn't as expensive as other schools because I was highly considering Michigan State, U of M, because I got accepted into those schools too. But Western, it was just something that was pulling on my heartstrings to like, no, I want to go to Western. Yeah.
But I'm glad that you felt like home and that you knew that you could achieve there. So what was your major in college?
So my major was communications. So let me just backtrack. When I first came to Western, my major was nursing, athletic training. And then when none of that worked out for me, science was totally different in college than it was in high school and middle school. I'm going to just say that.
Yeah.
So, and I realized when I got to college, like I was majoring in these degrees because I was looking at the money aspect of it, like how much money I was going to make, but like not really like the passion that I had for certain things. Because in high school, you know how we had like different curriculums at Cass?
Yeah.
Curriculum was human services, and we would always take like speech classes and like, like writing classes and things like that. And I was like, those are things that I enjoy. So I had to kind of like reevaluate, like, okay, like what are your passions that like, what do you love, like enjoy doing? Like, you don't like science like that. This is be real. Like, this is not working for you. Like you flunking out, like this is not it.
Yeah.
So, yeah, so I majored in communications with a minor in sociology and business.
Okay. And
Yep.
so after you graduated, did you pursue a career in any of those areas?
So actually, I'm a finalist for a position for an advertising company, a marketing company in Kalamazoo, Michigan.
Okay.
I'm waiting to hear back from them later this week. That is more so in the communications field. And also I did start a candle company, which really doesn't have a lot to do with, I guess you can say it has something
Yeah.
to do with communications because it's like social media marketing and all of that.
Yeah.
So I guess you can say that, but yeah, I started my own candle business about a year ago. So
Yes. So, hey man, we're gonna
thank
press
you.
yeah. So did you meet your now husband?
I actually wasn't interested in him at all. I was a freshman and he was a sophomore and he was an RA at a dorm hall that was like right next door to my dorm
Okay.
hall. And like, you know, he was cool. Him and my sister had class with each other freshman year and stuff. So they developed a friendship and we were just like, you know, friends. Like when we see each other, we would say hi. And this was in 2012. So 2015, like after I got saved, he was going through a transition from the church that he was at, and we started going to the same church, and we developed a friendship. And he pursued me, and you know, showed that he was interested, and we started dating. And you know, the rest is history.
Wow.
Yeah.
I specifically remember when you got engaged. I remember watching the video. I was bawling.
Oh my
Literally,
goodness.
when you got up there and people were giving you the flowers and everything, this is how vividly I remember it. And they gave you a flower. I was like,
Yeah.
oh, oh.
It
I was
was so
overwhelmed. It
nice.
was so beautiful.
Yeah, like, and I was not expecting that, like that type of like layout. Like it was almost like, don't you know, like as a girl, you dream about finding like the perfect guy and him proposing and having like this beautiful wedding.
Yeah.
And like to finally meet someone who actually like loves you and cares for you and not just your outside appearance, but like your spirit man. Like that just meant so much. Like and how we've just grown together in our relationship with Christ and just as a couple, as one. Like it's really like I couldn't ask for anything better. Like I truly thank God for him.
That's
Truly.
amazing. So let me ask you a different question. How did you know that you were ready to be pursued like unto marriage? Like how did you know that you were ready to be married?
You know, I kind of feel like you're never going to be fully ready for marriage.
Yeah.
But I do know that I was in a mature space. Like before, like me and my husband started dating, like I was like in a very toxic situationship. Say that. And I didn't value like my self-worth. Like I was always the type of girl that always wanted to like talk to some type of guy. Like, you know, like I needed that as far as to like prove to myself that I was worthy. And I think like when all that was stripped away from me and when like, you know, the Lord saved me and started showing me like, you know, my self-worth and like me just growing in my relationship, I realized like, you know, a man adds to you. He doesn't like, you know, totally like he doesn't complete who I am. You know, I have to
Yeah.
be complete in Christ first.
Yeah.
So like just meeting him and like we just connected. Like we connected instantly and like we bonded, we became friends first, like even like, you know, waiting until marriage to, you know, have sex, all of those things. Like I feel like that built a very strong bond between us when you're so used to dating men that that's the only thing that they wanted out of their relationship and to find someone who really just genuinely wanted to get to know you,
Yeah.
see who you truly are on the inside. I think that was like a definite like, okay, like, you know, this might be him. This might be it.
Yeah. I love that. And I know that that's a huge question that I get a lot of the time. So I'm glad that you were able to answer that question. And I know that it's going to impact and encourage some and a
Yeah.
lot of the women that listen to this podcast.
Mhm.
So let's talk about getting married young. I
Oh
received
boy.
a ton of criticism
Oh my
when I
goodness.
got married. And so I had to deal with and maneuver through people's opinions about what that looked like for us. And so
Yeah,
I want to ask, did you receive any of that criticism getting married young to your
I
husband?
did. I did. I mean, looking back on it now, because I don't want to tell my age, but I'm gonna tell it. We're gonna be it's our 10-year reunion is this year.
Yes.
I'll be 28 this summer, and when me and my husband got married, I was 22 and he was 23. I was probably maybe 2 months shy of my 23rd birthday. So it was a lot of different opinions. My dad wanted me to don't you want to wait? See if there's other men out there. I'm like, no, this is the one. When I'm like, I'm sorry, I'm not taking that chance of going back out there.
Looking again.
Exactly. So, we did get a lot of criticism. People thought that we were young and that we weren't technically ready for marriage. But at the end of the day, we knew that we were. We knew that this was God ordained. And and I think that the fruit is showing itself even now. So, and now everybody wow, you guys are doing really good. It's not a lot of couples that's making it, past the first year. So I'm just grateful. Even though throughout all of the criticism, I'm glad that, me and Jonathan was no, we're doing this. This is our decision. We're the ones that are gonna have to live with each other for the rest of our lives. Nobody else is gonna be a part of this. So we just had to take that chance.
I love that.
Yeah.
I love that. So, what does it feel like to be a mom of 3? Girl, and you make it look good.
I appreciate it. By God's grace here. By God's grace. I appreciate it. No, I appreciate my village. I appreciate their father. He is such an active father. I appreciate their grandparents, aunties, uncles, everybody that steps in and helps support us. It is a range of different emotions. I am so blessed and honored to be their mom. It's really one of the best feelings ever. They just to have someone, look up to you and lean to you.
Yeah.
It's an amazing feeling. And I love them so much. They've taught me so much about life in a short period of time. So I love it. They have taught me so much, patience. They really taught me, I've learned more about Jesus in this season than I feel my whole Christian walk, because I'm wow, just think about how patient the Lord is with us, how much grace, how much mercy he extends to us on a daily. And they teach me that when they doing something, I'm telling them for the 10th millionth time, don't pick that toy up. Put that down. No, it's a daily challenge. It challenged me to be better, to really go after God more, to really seek, his face, and to really just be the best that I can be for them. So I genuinely appreciate being a mom.
That is so beautiful. And actually this week I was just thinking about it, and I was just I was cooking dinner earlier this week, and I was praying in the kitchen. I was just Lord, thank you for giving me these children, because it has allowed me to examine myself, to see the type of fruit that I'm putting out to my children, and what they will then eat and digest, and what they will produce. And I think about how many places our kids go, even when they're big enough to go to daycare, and the things that they, the things that even the teachers at daycare are saying, do you know that your son does this, or do you know? And I'm really?
Yeah.
I pat myself on the back, thank you, God.
Yes. Yes. And my daughters just started daycare in February. So and they love them. They think they're the sweetest little girls ever. And I was I prayed over them. Yes, Lord. So no, they've been doing really good though. And it's actually been a big help to me, having that little break and giving my son the nurture and attention that he needs, the twins had. Because it was kind of hard doing that all 3 at home. But yeah, it's great.
Absolutely. So what is your motivation for parenting?
I think one of my biggest motivations is because of how I grew up. My parents weren't together growing up. I did have a mom and dad in the home, my dad raised me. But I think that motivates me to set an example for my kids, to be a part of that 2-home household, and having a mother and a father present. And not saying that I didn't have a mom present, but, like, not having your real mom and dad together.
Yeah,
So, I think my motivation is just to be like the best that I can be based off of my childhood experiences and things that, that I learned and that things that I had to go through.
yeah,
I think my biggest motivation is to just be better, to provide a better life for them than I had. And,
yeah,
like, just I feel like already now they have a fresh start before I did. Like, they are already probably 10 steps ahead of me than I was when I were their age. So that just motivates me to really just go harder, like, in my career, in my business, in my marriage, to really just, like, set up this strong foundation for them for when they grow up, I can leave an inheritance for them.
yeah.
So, like, that they can be set, like, and that they can see, like, yeah, like, mom and dad did it, like, they bought a house at a young age. They were both business owners, like, they made it happen for us no matter what.
Yeah, I definitely agree. And I always go back and think that, our children are here because we wanted to essentially build a family.
Right.
And so my child is not responsible for any of the traumas, the issues, the dysfunctions that I've
Yes.
experienced. And
Yes.
so my job is to first deal with me and
Mhm.
make sure that our foundation is solid and pure. And then even with our marriage, I think it's so important for my two boys to see their father being very affectionate with their mother, and how
Yes.
my husband treats me, how he opens doors for me. And I find that my 3-year-old opens my doors, and if I hurt myself, he's like, "Mom, you okay? What happened? Can I kiss it?" Like,
Yeah.
just that wanting to be attentive to me is just small things that I see, and I'm just like,
Right.
man, like, we're building such a good foundation so that my two boys can grow up to be somebody's husband,
Yes.
not somebody's baby daddy or anything
Okay.
like that. I want
Get
them to be
amen.
husbands, okay? And so
Yes.
I just think that's so interesting that you say that, because I totally agree. When you look back at time, what is one of the areas, or what are some of the areas that you feel like you've grown from, I don't know, from being a teenager to where you are now, at our
Mhm.
10-year, oh my gosh, our
Yeah.
10-year reunion?
Yeah, shoot, man, I feel like so much has changed from high school, and I really felt like the Lord led me to Kalamazoo. I had met a community of people, to really like foster and grow, in this walk, and like from high school until now, like I just see a big change. Just as far as like the way that I speak, how I interact with people. I feel like in high school, I didn't really know my identity. I was always trying to fit in with like the crowd, and I didn't know like my self-worth, and I didn't have as much confidence as I do now. Um and like I had a lot of childhood trauma, so I think just like being healed from all of that and like really just growing in my relationship with Christ, like I just feel like a totally new person. Like I feel like I have taken on a new identity in which you are new in Christ Jesus.
Absolutely.
And I'm just like I just like, when you look at yourself like, "Man, like, if I would've been the same,
Ooh,
man, like, where would I woulda ended up at?"
yes.
My attitude and things that I were taught, like, I was taught to always, like, "Oh, you gotta stand up for yourself. You gotta do this. You gotta fight for yourself." And, like, when you look at the word, it's the total opposite.
Yes.
Like it's the total opposite, like, denying yourself and taking
Yes.
your daily cross. And, like, literally letting the Lord fight your battles for you, letting him change your character through his word, your actions, your like, everything. So I'm a totally different person from 10 years ago. I honestly do not know where I would be if I did not accept Christ truly in my heart. Like, I can honestly tell you I do not know. And I am so grateful. And I feel like without the experiences that I had, I wouldn't be able to see Jesus the way that I do.
Yeah.
Because sometimes, like we go through different things for us to see him in like, the experiences that we had to be like, man, like, why is all of this always stuff happening to me? Or why stuff don't never work out the way I wanted to? And it's because you haven't surrendered yourself totally, to the one that created you. And like, I'm just grateful for where I'm at now because I could be crazy and locked up somewhere for committing
Yeah.
a crime. No,
Yeah.
but no, seriously.
No, seriously. No, seriously.
Yeah.
Yeah, I tell people all the time, and I'm so grateful for going to Cass because that's where I met my best friend. I met my best friend Brenda at Cass, and
And I've been friends with Brenda since kindergarten.
oh my goodness, really?
Yes, like
You
we've been
tell
knowing
me.
each other
Yeah.
for 20 years. Like,
Shout
literally.
out to Brenda. I
I
love
know,
you.
I love her. That's my girl.
Yeah, but that's where I met her. And when I went to Cass, I was already like I grew up in church and everything. I was
Yeah.
already saved. But I feel like high school was such a hard time for me. It was like I was trying to be who I knew I needed to be, but I was
Mhm.
also fighting with, but I want to fit in. But then I'm like,
Yeah.
well, girl, you can't. No matter how much I tried, it was like you can't fit
Yeah.
in. And I just realized that I think by college I really realized like, okay, either you're gonna really be who God called you to be,
Yeah.
or you're just not going to be fulfilled. You're going to always be trying to look for things everywhere else.
Yes.
And this reminds me of when Jesus was talking to the Samaritan woman and he was saying like, this water that I have for you,
Yes.
you are never going to be able to thirst again. And I can remember being in high school thirsty for validation, thirsty for somebody to truly see me and know me and
Yeah.
love me. And I was like, man, when I look now, I'm like, man, I waited so long to feel fulfilled.
Yeah.
And I said, I wish I could go back. Of course, we
Mhm.
can't, but I wish I could go
Yeah.
back and be like, girl, nobody's gonna be able to love you like Jesus.
Yeah. And
Nobody.
it's all a part of your process, you know?
Yes.
So that's important. Yeah, like I resonate with everything like you just said because high school is a very hard time. Like even now, like it's like you said, like you're fighting to be who you know you're supposed to be on the opposite side of fitting in. And like a
Yeah.
lot of high school students go through that, even in middle school, like, everybody wants to fit in. And like you just touched it all. Like I agree with you 100%.
But I'm glad we are where we are now so that we can, we can start trailblazing for other, young women, young
Yeah.
people so that they won't make a lot of the mistakes that I
Yes.
made. Because like you said, I could have been in somebody's jail cell.
Right. No, but for real.
Okay, so you are an entrepreneur. So
Yes.
tell me how that company started.
So, like, it really just started like me and my husband, like, we love candles. My husband probably loves candles more than I do.
Mine too.
He burns all of my candles, which I love, the support, okay? Um, but no, like it started like we would always be buying so many candles from so many different places, lighting them. We literally would go through candles like within days. Like he would leave the candle lit all day. Okay, like candles will last days in our house. And like, one day we were just up talking and visioning and it was like during the pandemic and I had became a stay-at-home mom. I had quit my job because no daycares was open. I couldn't go back to work. And this is when I had the twins before I had LJ. And we were just up talking and I was just like we were talking about candles and different things because I've always wanted to be an entrepreneur. But we were talking and I was like, Jonathan, like, I think I want to start making candles because I was already kind of doing it like as a hobby and like I really loved candles. So I'm like, you know what, Jonathan, like I really want to start making candles of my own. I just started doing research, like research. I didn't have any business mentors I can reach out to help me. I literally had to get it out the mud. I had to be like, Lord, like point me in the right direction,
Yeah.
show me how to get this, how to get that, because I was like a deer in headlights and I know anything. I literally didn't know anything. I had reached out to someone that I knew that had a business, a good friend of mine. She has like a clothing business, and she really helped. She helped me do my LLC and all of that. So that was a big help. And I named it Sweet Aroma. And the reason why I named it Sweet Aroma was because like I want to give God the glory out of everything that I do. I
Yes.
think of sweet aroma. I think about how, like, in the Bible it says how like our praise is like a sweet fragrance to the Lord.
Yeah.
So, like, when you light my candle, I want that to, like, be like, set the atmosphere
Come
for,
on,
like, a
Karlis.
calming a loving girl, don't get me to start preaching.
Okay, please. Okay, please.
No, I wanted to create an environment of peace, like, joy. I wanted, when you to light my candles, for you to, like, think of, like, a very great moment that you had in your life. Like, one of my candles is called sweet potato pie. And it probably is one of my favorites because of the story behind it. Like literally every holiday, Thanksgiving, Christmas, during the colder months, my dad will always make sweet potato pies. That would be one thing that I was so excited about as a kid when it came to Thanksgiving and Christmas is eating a slice of his pie. And I wanted to like, do stuff like that that created like fond memories of my childhood and to just really like just spread love in a time where everything was going, wrong, with
Yeah.
the pandemic, when everybody, anxiety, depression, like all of these rates are at a sky high level. And I just wanted to like kind of like do something to like, to help people like lessen the load of those emotions.
Yeah.
So Sweet Aroma Candle Company, that's how it was birthed.
That is beautiful, and I love that. Okay. I love that vision behind it.
Thank you.
She
I
got me she
appreciate
about she got me about to buy her out. Me and my husband about to run
it.
up.
I do got some new scents coming out.
So, you are a wife, you're a mother, you're an entrepreneur,
Mhm.
you're a believer, you're so much more. So, what is it that has kept you grounded?
Man, like, I'm glad this is a Christian podcast, right?
Absolutely.
Okay, because I'm like, I don't wanna be talking about Jesus too much, but
We
he's
talk
just
about
been
Jesus
so
often.
good, okay? He's just been so good, and literally that has kept me grounded, like, throughout every season, like, he has been unchanging. Like, I know, like, I shared with you, like, on social media a little bit, like, me and my husband went through a transition from a ministry that we was at that was very hard on us, that we were a part of for a long period of time, and, if it wasn't for the Lord, like, I really don't know how we would have gotten through that season.
Yeah.
Um, really, like, he really has kept me in a space of humility, um, gratefulness, thankfulness, and I have to, like, give a shout out to my husband because, like, like, I feel like the past year, this is the most that we have ever prayed together. It really was just like, "Lord, like, we can't depend on anybody but you
Yeah.
to bring us a community of people that is gonna love on us and support us and, like, help us through this journey," especially we were first-time parents in the middle of a pandemic where we weren't seeing any family. The past couple years, like, I feel like my faith has grown to a tremendous amount because of, like, what we've experienced and, like, so much hit us at once, like,
Yes.
becoming parents, pandemic, leaving a ministry that we were part of for such a long time. Like, it all hit us at once, and, like, the Lord really, like, kept us through it all, and that has been one of the things that has kept me grounded, and I haven't been worrying about anything as much because of that. Like, if the Lord has brought me through all of this from a child up until now, I'm just gonna continue to trust him and walk and follow his direction.
Absolutely. I
Yeah.
So much of that resonates with me. So much of that
Mhm.
resonates
Yeah.
with our household and the things that we have dealt with, are dealing with.
Yeah.
And it's just so encouraging
Mhm.
that, of course, when you're in a storm, it looks like it's all encompassing. It's coming at you
Right.
from every place. But when you can hear somebody else's testimony that says, I went through it, we went through it, we came out, it
Yeah.
encourages you to know that it's going to happen.
Yes.
It's going to happen.
Yes.
So before we get off of this podcast today, is there anything you would like to announce? Anything that you're working on other than, I know you said that Sweet Aroma is coming out with some new scents.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I do have another business venture. I can't share too much right now, but I do have another business venture that I am super excited about. I just ask that you join hands with me in prayer to us that I get the funds to
Oh,
start this
absolutely.
business venture because that is the biggest hurdle right now is getting the money to go ahead and step out on faith and do it.
Yeah.
But I do have something big that I have brewing up outside of my candle business, and I am so excited to share it. And it will be in Kalamazoo. I currently live in Battle Creek, Michigan, but it'll be in Kalamazoo, Michigan, and I am super excited to go full force with that. I'm just waiting for the Lord to open up some doors for me. So stay tuned.
Well, I'm excited for you. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness.
Yeah.
So, you guys remember to like, comment, and subscribe to the Charity Movement Podcast YouTube channel. And you can also listen to us via audio podcast as well. Make sure that you follow Karlis Pulley. I'll make sure to put her information in the description box. And remember that the only one stopping you is you. See you soon.
Later.